Hey guys, it's Garrett. I wanted to make a video to help you guys learn from a very big epic fail that I had last year, elk hunting over eastern Oregon. Basically what happened is that we were shooting really good groups, shaving vanes at 70 yards, and started getting some sporadic arrows. What I mean by that is every 15 to 20 arrows I'd have one that would just go way high or way low, wouldn't even be close, I'd miss the target. Thought it might be me, thought it could be the bow, thought it could be the arrows. I mean, I spun tested my arrows, I squared them all, everything was identical. I just couldn't figure it out. Thought it could be my arrow rest, it was solid, my sight was solid, everything that I could find was solid. And we went hunting, long story short, I ended up having a beautiful 285, give or take-ish, 5-point bull elk come in, frosty tips, really nice heavy bull, beautiful bull. And I ended up sailing an arrow right over behind his shoulder, right over his back. And you know, I would have hit it if it was like that much lower, but that's just the way the cookie crumbled on that one. And you know what? I'm not going to make excuses for why I missed. It was my fault I missed, but it was actually an equipment failure, and it was the D-loop. If this is my string, and this is my D-loop, and this is where my D-loop should be, my D-loop had stretched down, allowing my knocking point of my arrows to move up and down, which would change the elevation of where my arrow shot. And magically, what do you know? On that 1 out of 15 chance, 1 out of 20 chance, that was the arrow that sailed it over the bull's back, and we left empty-handed. That was the only shot I had of the bull that whole trip. So I'm gonna help you guys learn from my mistake. Everybody should learn or know how to tie a D-loop if they're planning on hunting elk or deer or whatever. Especially if you're a long ways away from a bow shop, a bow tech, or anybody in camp that knows how to do it. You do this, it's not even a little trick. You just learn how to tie a couple little knots, cinch it, burn it off. You'll be the best guy at camp when something bad happens to a D-loop. You know, D-loops can stretch on you. They can wear through. I actually punched myself one time, pulling back, and I was pulling back, lost my arrow, D-loop broke. Release came back, got me in the face, and I looked like a total idiot at the range. But I knew how to tie D-loop. Less than 5 minutes later, I was back on the range, took it straight out to 80, and I hit exactly what I was shooting at. And you know, that's just not common knowledge, and I'm going to hope that you guys take this, run with it, start doing your own D-loops, become self-reliable instead of dependable on other people to fix your stuff. You treat your bow like you would your gun. We probably would have a lot less things that go wrong with our bow equipment. It seems like guys know a lot more about their guns than they do their bows, and I just don't understand that. So I'm going to teach you how to tie a D-loop. I'm going to teach you how to, I'm going to show you the signs of a wearing D-loop, or when you should replace one. I like to replace mine as soon as I think that it's starting to move. You get a really twisty peep. Sometimes that's a loose D-loop. You get arrows that are going way high, way low. Sometimes that's a stretching out D-loop. You get one that you can see is a couple strands are popping off the back of it. Well, you're about to wear through your D-loop and punch you in the face, and you're going to look like Garrett at the range, and you don't want that. So, going to teach you how to tie a D-loop here real quick. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to make it as simple as I can, as fast as I can. This little intro here is probably going to be longer than what it takes to tie a D-loop. So, enjoy, and always, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. It takes quite a bit to make these videos. Takes 2 seconds to like it. If you like it, subscribe. It's going to be the beginning of the D-loop tutorial here. I've got my D-loop string. You don't need much. I mean, if you're using 5 inches, that's plenty. I'm going to use more than what I need here to try and make it really easy for you guys to follow me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting the D-loop string on the opposite side of the bowstring and pinching it with this finger, my index finger here. Okay. Take the residual that's hanging down right here, go straight up with it, wrap it around that, and then bring it back down on your side. Kind of like that. Okay. Now I kind of made a little loop hole right here, kind of a D. I'm going to reach across the bowstring, pull the bottom under, and then push it through that loop. And then I'm going to pull it tight. Boom. Now this is really important that these ends come up the same way so they pull each other tighter when they come down. Now you can see that this is still pretty loose, but it's easy to see the knot. Should look like that. And eventually you're going to get them tighter together. But that's all you need for the first step, for the first side of your D-loop. Then your D-loop's going to be on your side of the string this time. You're going to do the same knot, but you're going to do it in reverse. So you're going to pinch it with your thumb here on this side. You're going to reach around the back side, bring it through right here, straight towards you. Then move your thumb, come around this side. Okay, so basically you just did a little kind of a loop. Okay, you're going to go around the back side of the string, making another D right here. Bring that end through that D from your side to the opposite side of the string. Pull tight. There. Now from here, I am going to find out where my knocking point needs to be. Let's just pretend that this is exactly where I want my knock to be. I'm then going to cut off the residual that I don't need right here, and then I'm going to mushroom it out, and I'll show you. Cutting this off right here. Please don't use a knife when you're doing this. You have sharp objects around your bowstring. There's a lot of energy built up. Okay, now I'm going to poof out the end of my string. I'm going to pull a little tight here. And I'm going to poof out the end of the string right here, which is really easy. All you got to do is this. Okay, boom, it's poofed out. Take a lighter. Ta-da! Take a lighter. Until it turns kind of a liquidy black. You can see it there, kind of a liquidy black. Grab your pliers, and before it gets back into a solid, you're going to push that back into itself so it can't escape. I'm going to get a good view of that. Okay, see that? Now, that will not come back through. That will not move at all. Okay? So from there, your D-loop looks really tiny, I know. You're going to put your knock on here, and you're going to gap, you're going to gap your D-loop so you don't pinch your knock when you pull it back. So you're going to give yourself a little bit of breathing room on both sides. That looks like plenty of breathing room to me. Boom, 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 boom. You're not going to have that much of a knock pinch. Now this is really important, guys. You don't want too much movement here because you want the same consistent knock point. So if you have too much gap here, it's going to go down here and knock onto your string here, or it could go up here, and that's going to change your shot. Grab with your pliers, roll your pliers up, grab it, and then pull up really hard, getting it really tight. Put your pliers through your D-loop here, open them up. There. I'm going to test my knock again and make sure I still have a decent amount of space here. Okay, so that's a little too much for me, but that's still pretty close. So I'm going to cut this side now that I have my knocking point found. I got everything I want where I got it. I use a scissors because it's kind of a closed sharp edge. You're not really going to be able to cut your string that way. And then I'm going to mushroom this right here. Let's just mushroom that out. Take my lighter. Make sure you don't get your string now. Bring your brain with you. We're going to burn that. Quickly take our pliers and then smush it down. And it doesn't get very hot. You can use your finger after you mush it down a little bit. So you've got this side that won't move, and you've got that side that won't move, and you're pretty much practically done. Now from here I'm going to do a little bit of fine tuning, because that's a decent sized knock, or excuse me, a decent sized D-loop, and there's still more we can get out of it. So I'm going to open my pliers, and you can see now that the string is moving as I do this. This won't move that way, that won't move that way, and you have a consistent knocking point as such. And there's enough to prevent knock pinch.